hi to all those that just showed up in the chat. Currently, right now, I'm at a friend's place because currently traveling and doing some stuff, so I'm helping them out. So I helped film a little and gave me a chance and opportunity to test out the new camera just to see what kind of lighting I can play around with. But yeah, for those of you that just arrived, oh, hi from the Philippines. Hey, what's up? Make sure it's all ideal. Apologies for the ghetto setup. Like I said, I don't have my entire rig with me. I'm just on the road, doing some stuff. Constant traveling here and there. Okay. Magic. Well, like I said, Fred, you're not going to learn anything here anytime soon. If I am going to put together some stuff, I will definitely let you know. So, okay. So got some fanboying moment here. That's awesome. Awesome, BJ. Glad to know that you're there from the start. So that's cool. Since day one, that's been like, wow, a couple of years or so. It's pretty awesome. Oh, and for those of you that just arrived, hey, just chillax, chat, ask some questions. The live chat is still, the live chat's running, so I'm seeing all the little things that pop up. Hi, all about the hypnotism. What about it? What do you got questions in mind? Sade Garth? Yeah, so be a little specific with some of the stuff that you're asking, so that way we can kind of go into a little more detail. So what about hypnosis? Any particular thoughts? It's actually relatively new to this whole live stream thing, so I'm just seeing how this kind of works out. It's more of like just chilling, chatting, that kind of format. How to hypnotize basic stuff. In terms of the basic hypnosis stuff, a lot of people have been asking me on how to hypnotize and that kind of all that jazz. As you may know, I like to keep a lot of what I do, to myself mostly, and with good reason, because I've talked about how there's pirates in the industry. In any industry, there's always going to be someone that's going to be out there trying to steal your stuff. So because of that, that's why I try to keep it all exclusive, which is why I'm pushing people to the website. So if you want to learn anything, even the bare bone basics, the website and just letting me know is going to be your best bet, because I do actually do a live course. Yeah. So BJ, I'm answering all your questions right now. All of that stuff I do explain in my course, which is there's two options. There's the bare bones basic course, which is 1 day, and all my courses are in person. I don't believe in video courses, since videos can only take you so far and you're gonna have to motivate yourself, which is not really that helpful. And you need someone that's actually there, that knows what they're doing, and they're actively working with you, so you can become a lot more efficient. All about the money. Well, it takes a lot of time and effort just to do it, all that stuff. And if you think it's all about the money, it's not, say what you will. It's your own opinion, so you gotta guard your secrets somehow. And this is my livelihood, so... Oh, thanks, Saeed. I wish you all the best, too. And the journey is only getting started. We're just gonna keep this, going and rolling. Why, hello there. Vienna, Austria. Anytime to see a show here. Like I said, it all depends on my schedule. So if you know anybody that's booking live entertainment of any sort, just fill out the form on the website. Just let me know. More power to you. Okay. In terms of shows in different countries and whatnot, there's a lot of factors. So it depends on my schedule, how long I'm going to be there, lodging, all the logistics have to be sorted out. So as I mentioned before, the web, most of my inquiries, whether it be to learn hypnosis or just to see me do stuff, it can only be coordinated if we work something out between either my staff, myself, so that way we can plan like the flight over, book hotels, that kind of stuff, and then work with the venue. When do you begin filming for summer 2019? Okay, that's still in the works. So I'm planning out certain days where I go out onto the beach. So you will be getting some beach content soon. In terms of the format that I'm hoping for, which is, having someone shoot from a distance and doing things exactly as I say, that's not going to happen for a while because I don't have someone that's a dedicated camera person to be able to do that. So the format's going to be what it's been for, I'd say, the past few years, and that is I'm just going to walk up to people. It's going to be a group, give one person a camera, they record. It's going to be that format for these next few videos I have planned. Okay, other venues, yeah. So for YouTube, it's just whenever I go out and do stuff. All right, so to answer the question for different venues, it's usually wherever I'm hired to do specific events. So if let's say a company rents out a huge, like, whatchamacallit, it could be a recreation center, maybe the theater at times. So those are all the different venues that I do. So I've done all kinds of different venues. The beach is just, one setting. And, for YouTube, you just gotta, I noticed that you guys really like the beach scenes, so that's why I do most of my YouTube videos, filming at the beach. There are some times where I'm out and about and I'm like, oh, this is a great opportunity, but, as you know, I like to be really prepared when it comes to getting, footage, making sure you get pristine audio quality. So just to sound check with the mic, can you guys in the chat say how I'm sounding? Is it clear? Is it like you're listening to a potato? Just some feedback. Even though this is a ghetto setup, I want to make sure you guys get quality. Any responses? Clear? Awesome, thank you. Really appreciate it. Oh, asking about YouTube, public venues you have in your area. Yeah, so for venues aside from the beach on YouTube, it's so where I'm at is like the Bay Area, which is San Jose-ish, kind of. That's where I'm mostly at the majority of the time. And then but most of the time I'll be either traveling here and there. But if I am around in my area, it's going to be in the San Jose-ish, NorCal area. And the thing about that is the scene there is, it's mostly older men and older women. So if you want, especially because like I said, I care about what you guys see, and you guys showed high interest in beautiful women, you're gonna find them in areas where there's a lot of beach towns. In this case, Santa Cruz, Capitola, those areas are ideal because they're college. Tried hypnosis with several different hypnotherapists and work on me. I'll get to your question in a sec, Wayne. I'm gonna wrap this one up. So for different venues, the reason why I chose the beach scene is because you guys like it. The quality of people that you see on camera is mostly found there, and yeah, unless if you really want to see, like, for some people they may consider older people as like wrinkled raisins or whatever. If you don't want to see raisins on camera, then the beach scene is going to be the best thing for you. So the beach scene is, again, wonderful and great. Moderate background noise. Oh yeah, it's the fan. So friend's place doesn't have AC, so the fan is a bit noisy, so I apologize for that. Now, Wayne, your question in regards to hypnotherapy. It is possible. I just need to give an actual diagnosis on I just need to get a diagnosis of how your mind works. So that's the thing about my hypnotherapy is when I work with people, it's just a matter of allotting my time and your time, coordinating, so that way we meet. And once we meet in person, I do a quick diagnostic. Then I can give you the best method possible to take care of whatever you want to take care of. Whether it be if you want to get rid of bad habits, like weight loss, smoking, anything. I do have some clients, still sending inquiries here and there, and I have an agent that's filtering through all that just to see which individual is actually, taking this seriously, and then those that are just there for the lulz. And that's the thing about the internet. It's really a tough kind of thing. It just kind of gets annoying every once in a while, dealing with people that waste your time, and it's always part of life struggles. Hopefully that answered your question, Wayne. So another thing in regards to if you can be hypnotized or not, I covered this multiple times in various reading the comment videos, and that is it depends on your brain's how your brain's physiologically structured. Is there your brain structure basically? So, if you haven't suffered any brain damage, would it be physical or would it be substance induced, which will that kind of stuff. Hold on, there's a friend has a cat, and I put my charging cable there, and hopefully it's not screwing it up. Get out of there! Get out of there! Get out of there! Ah, shit! Get out of there! Get out of there! Get out of there! There you go. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully my wire's not screwed up. All right. Yeah. So I had to deal with a cat. It's not even mine. And fun fact about my friend's cat, he's a little mentally challenged, I guess. I guess he's a slow kind of cat, so fun stuff. Hopefully it doesn't go back into that cubby where my charger was. Okay. Yeah, so back to what I was saying. I've covered this multiple times in regards to whether or not hypnosis works, and it works with individuals that are average to above intelligence. There's the only requirements to not make it work. Try not to think negative about people. Okay. Well, I'm not saying any of this out of malice. It's just statistical and actual fact in regards to what hypnosis is all about. So, hypnosis works only with individuals, and there's been a study, numerous studies. It's been done internationally in the Philippines and the States. Various studies show that to be successfully hypnotized or to be hypnotizable, you must have average or above average intelligence. Now, I'm not saying this to insult anyone of your intelligence here, but that's all what the numbers are. I say this without any bias. So that's the requirement to be hypnotized. The requirement to not be able to be hypnotized is as follows. You either have mental trauma, whether it be psychological or physical. Could be blunt force, could be substance abuse, all of that stuff. And then mental illnesses or a completely altered brain structure from birth. Altered brain structure from birth doesn't necessarily mean that you're weird. So another requirement for people that cannot be hypnotized is people with different brain structures. So I've worked with high-level individuals like, super geniuses and whatnot, but those that are considered genius to the point where, it's like talking to a living Rain Man kind of guy. They are actually on the spectrum of autism, and autism isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just a different way. It's just the brain is structured differently, where their brain is wired so that they can only grasp and be an expert at a specific subject, to the point where whatever they commit themselves to, they're really insane at it. But there are several deficiencies that come with. So certain brain structures like that is one thing. I found that those with extremely high metacognition kind of have trouble being hypnotized. And if you don't know what metacognition is, it's the ability to understand how you understand things, and you're able to separate yourself from whatever scenarios you see, so you can actually use this to develop yourself and become a better version of yourself by, let's say, reviewing some of the things you've done in the past, like their past memories. You can even record yourself and watch and analyze and break down all the things that you do. So that having that metacognition is an altered. What we found is an altered state, an altered way that if it's like a different form of it's a different brain structure, that kind of thing. So, anyways, different brain structure, severe damage, and you must have severe. Okay, so severe. Just to recap everything. Still kind of tired from yesterday. It's been just an all-nighter filming, but. Basically, filming as in like working with a brand new camera, because this thing has a feature where you can shoot in the dark, which is nice. So if I go out and shoot at night, you get some clear footage even when it's dark out. Back to the subject at hand, just to wrap everything up in a recap format. Let's see. Thanks, Diamond. That's really flattering. Not necessarily sure, Wayne. I gotta actually work with you in person. So through this chat format is not a good way for me to be able to diagnose. And you know, all the hypnotherapy stuff tends to go in. All hypnotherapy is, you know, very personalized. So as said, I'm not going to state any more. I don't want to pry into your personal life. I only reserve that to if I work with clients specifically. So that way, you know, we can sort that out. But to fully answer your question, and I've said this numerous times, you can go through all the different videos. You hear this explanation over and over and over. In a nutshell, to be hypnotized. Yeah, in Diamond, I don't really smile. Awesome. Hey, I'm glad I answered your question, Wayne. But for everybody else watching, to recap, to be hypnotized or hypnotizable, you must have average to above average intelligence. That's it, bare bones minimum. If to have a lower chance of being hypnotized, those that have a lower chance of being hypnotized are individuals with different brain structures, whether it be mental illness, brain trauma, physical, psychological, substance abuse, and that's basically that. So let's see. When I was younger, reading hypnosis books, try to be focused, help you a lot. Well, most of the books out there, or the self-help books in regards to hypnosis, they're all basically guided meditation. It's not hypnosis. Because from when I first started this whole hypnosis thing, and when I pursued my degree in psychology and got my degree in it and everything, I studied hypnosis in a lab setting, because you know, you can choose whatever subjects you want to study. That's the great thing about just science in general. You can pick whatever topics you want to pick, and you can just experiment, take things apart, and you find interesting and fascinating discoveries. One of which is with hypnosis. I found that all the literature out there, it's not very well structured, and the reason why the whole the psychology community is a little bit iffy, and even the science community itself is a bit iffy with hypnosis, is because of how dubious those sources are. Okay, so the whole conscious subconscious thing, there is some truth to that, and I broke it, and I actually made a discovery that there's actually 3 levels of the human mind. So conscious, subconscious, and the unconscious mind. And I found that the unconscious mind is what really does the work, while the conscious, subconscious, that's something that you can do. The subconscious and conscious mind connection, interaction type thing, that can be done with guided meditation and in some cases psychological bullying. And I've kind of went over some aspects of that in some previous reading the comment videos. Man, I've answered a lot of questions, and I know you can hear a lot of noise in the background, like cats and stuff. But you gotta make do. Travel, you know, when you're out and about traveling, you promise to do stuff. Buying Hypnosis CDs. The Hypnosis CDs, I recommend saving your money. And Diamond, in the future, everyone will be hypnotized like aliens. What do you think? You know, it's a scary thought if you think about it. So with hypnosis, oh, you mean like total mind control? Diamond, I'm assuming. Total mind control is possible. It's just a matter of time of refining the techniques or whatever means necessary to be able to do that stuff. And for the CDs, like I said, they're just a waste of money. So personally, what I'd recommend for you is, for Wayne, just for you to start out and just improve whatever you want in your life. I have a series that I put out called Live Like a Boss. It's an overall general kind of advice type of thing, but it's stuff that actually helps and stuff that's useful. And this is just some advice that I give to people, whether it be my clients, friends, family, anybody that wants to just improve themselves, and they don't have to really go through a whole ordeal or process. So the Live Like a Boss series, Wayne, is a good way to start, because you never really mention exactly what or why you went into hypnotherapy for, but I don't want you to disclose that in the chat for the sake of your privacy. So if you want to go into more detail on whatever you want to change, just contact me just via the website. The form, just fill that out, and then I'll get to you that way. Okay, so I've answered several questions so far. Man. Let's this life thing is, it's a lot more fun than I thought. Thinking about getting food at some point because I didn't have breakfast. But, you know, you got to make sacrifices for your fans and for those out there. Maybe I could do a series called Having Lunch with Fred. You can, like, you know, go out to some random restaurant or whatever and then kind of do a live feed that way. Just a thought. But it depends on my schedule. I would love to have... that'd be awesome. Okay. I'm gonna have to do a poll. I'm gonna definitely do a poll on the whole maybe Lunch with Fred thing. We'll see. I'm just playing around with ideas. Just like to experiment. Oh, speaking of which, some stuff that I'm gonna fill you guys in on. So I'm working on several new material, or acts, pieces, whatever. So I'm working on a new show, and I've talked about this briefly a couple times, and this is all material that I've done for the Army, and I'm putting together a public show with the culmination of all that experience and plus some new stuff. And if you guys like magic tricks specifically, so just a clear distinction between the two, magic, hypnosis, two different beasts. Hypnosis seems very magical, but it's purely, it's all science. It's all science and stuff. And that's basically the realest thing that I do, to be honest. Everything magic-wise is just for show, for entertainment. And, you know, you can still make science entertaining. I mean, if you've seen those science shows, it's great stuff. But in this new show format, it's going to be mostly magic tricks because I started off doing sleight of hand magic, that kind of stuff. And then I stumbled into hypnosis later. That's why you are there. There as in famous, or what are you implying? But for the whole, so yeah, the new show format is going to be mostly magics because for the Army I did some magic stuff because I treaded the whole thing cautiously because with the Army and it's government related stuff, so you got to be careful, and there's a lot of rules and regulations on what you can do, what you can't do. Even in the art, this is for the training environment, so I was in a training environment doing that. Does Voodoo? No, Voodoo isn't. So I'm gonna break down Voodoo for you. You're gonna get a full explanation, Diamond, full damn explanation. So, Voodoo, let's talk about it. So Voodoo and cults have a lot of things. Voodoo, cults, and religion all have one thing in common. Yeah, I got your back, brother. So, Voodoo, they got a lot of things in common with cults, religion, and all that stuff. And that is, it preys on people's beliefs. Now, what the difference between hypnosis, voodoo, and all that stuff is, hypnosis is not founded by belief at all. That was an interesting discovery. So, to give you a little insight on that, it's going to tie in with the whole voodoo subject, which I'll be talking about in a sec here. So, with hypnosis, the theory at the time was you have to say, oh, I am a hypnotist, I am going to hypnotize you, and they do exactly what you do. But psychologists broke it down saying, no. That's a bunch of bull, because what you're using is the authority bias. So the authority bias is when someone claims that, well, that's something that experts, scientists inherently have, celebrities even, is someone with authority shows up, and if they speak or work with people, and if the other party listening or interacting with the person of authority or an expert, they're going to automatically be more inclined to do what the other person says. That's the authority bias. And that's what most hypnotists out there are currently using. Now with hypnosis, the actual real deal that I'm talking about here, what I found is that to test and see whether or not hypnosis is real, I had to undo the whole authority bias. So what I did is whenever I go up to people, the challenge is not to say that I'm a hypnotist, not to mention hypnosis at all. And in all the videos that I do, I never say once that I'm a hypnotist and I'm going to hypnotize them. Of course, at the very end, I disclose exactly what I did because for the sake of, you know, being someone that's nice and everything. Okay? Michael. Hypnosis actually influence dating relationships. I'll get to your question in a sec. So, to kind of go down into this. So, there's a lot of biases that current hypnotists do, and they use and abuse it, which is why I call psychological bullying. So with if hypnosis is real, right? All those biases should be eliminated, eradicated, and you should be able to do exactly what you do. If you see the stuff on TV, if you see faith healers, they seem miraculously able to control people or all that stuff. And as you notice, some of the stuff I do, I don't even say a word, and it works. So there are some interesting discoveries. I'm gonna hopefully, figure out exactly how to fund a future study on this stuff. But at the same time, I'm hesitant to, because the government and all that fun stuff, conspiracy theories and everything. I don't want to tread into dangerous waters. So there's a lot going on. So that's the background behind how that stuff works and how the psychological bullying aspect works. To tie into the voodoo, voodoo is basically that. Voodoo preys on people's beliefs, uses the authority bias, and also they use underhanded tricks like. For example, they take a rat and they stick it in a coconut and they say, oh, it's possessed by a ghost, and they just put it in people's houses, and basically they're pulling pranks, but they're using those pranks and trickery and the belief system, the psychological biases to extort people for money. That's how voodoo works. And unfortunately, that's how most cults and religions work. They extort people and they take, people that are emotionally unstable, those that go through really hard times in their life, they experience something traumatic. They take those individuals and they prey on them, and it's a never-ending cycle, which is horrible and sad to see, and it still goes on till this day. And I understand the whole intent behind religion and those ideology-based groups is for people's benefits and for there to be a community and all that good stuff. But in the end, the world's pretty damn corrupt, and can't really do much. So what I can do is what I want to do is at least give you guys something, the knowledge, so you can be armed and ready to just go out there and see the world for what it really is and make decisions based purely on yourself. So in a nutshell, voodoo is just psychological bullying and trickery just to extort people for money. So it's not real. It's it's as fake as WWE pro wrestlers. Like some trolls in the comments use as an analogy for my stuff, which is hilarious. Okay. What was the other question? Oh yeah, dating, right. So the dating question. Hypnosis can be used for dating, but it's immoral. Let's see, how much do you charge for teaching hypnosis? For that inquiry, shoot a message on my website at friendlymind.com. So just fill out a form, take care of that there. So just so you know, it's my agent that actually puts together the quotes. I don't necessarily put the quotes together because he crunches the numbers, and that way everybody can pay the bills, live life, and not have to worry about things financially. So in regards to the cost, the first thing that comes to mind is cost. That's the wrong way to approach things, especially for hypnosis, whether it be if you want to learn it or if you want to improve yourself. Forget about cost. It's a matter of, is this something I'm willing to invest in? Am I willing to take that leap and really become the type of person I want to be? So I've given you guys, and well, if you take a look at all the high quality products and individuals out there, you get enough of a sense of the type of person that they are, and then from there you decide whether or not you want to fully invest in them or not. So I could care less about numbers. All I care about is, are you willing to make the next step? Are you willing to be committed to making the next step and overall becoming a better version of yourself? So that's that. And let's get back to the dating question. So yes, hypnosis can be used in relationships, but it's immoral. It's the equivalent of using a date rape drug, and I do not condone any of that stuff. Now, for the sake of entertainment, there's certain scenarios and skits you can play out. That's for comedic effect. And unfortunately, there are individuals that just so happen to be hypnotized. Because with the old method, the reason why in the old method they say about 10-15% of people can be hypnotized is because they just get lucky, because they don't know what the hell they're actually doing. So those that are actually hypnotized and people that use the old method that happen to be lucky and are criminals, there are instances of rape and all that stuff, and that's not pretty. And that's why I keep a lot of my stuff in the wraps, because I don't want any more I don't want people that are armed with this kind of knowledge to go out there and do harm to the world. Can you notice how the evil hypnotizer is trying to hypnotize you? Okay. I basically answered the whole relationship question, so hopefully that helps. If you want more clarification, just shoot me another thing. Let's see, can you hypnotize? No, Michael, you're stuck with what you got unless if you want to do surgery. Now, let's get back to whatever... oh, yeah. How to tell if an evil person's trying to hypnotize you. They can't. They really can't. There's no way in hell they're able to, actually hypnotize you, because they're going to be using psychological biases and all that stuff just to try to get you to do what they want you to do. So the odds of someone that's evil that's going to use hypnosis against you, it's very slim, because one, they're not competent enough to do what I do. Two, they don't have the balls to do it. And three, well, crooks are always going to end up in jail because they want instant gratification. So the odds of you being hypnotized to someone by an evil hypnotizer is really low. Just the media and stuff out there, they just like to play with that concept. But that is what it is. Gotta get some more water. It's pretty hot in this area. So, have you hypnotized yourself? I'll get to that. If you're a dumbass, you can't be hypnotized. Well, if you really think about it, if you talk to someone with below average intelligence, do you think they understand exactly what you're doing? Not so much. Because, it's basically common sense. Because what I'm actually doing when I'm hypnotizing someone is speaking to their unconscious mind. And if someone with below average intelligence don't really understand what you're saying, then, it kind of defeats the purpose. Let's see if I can actually see that last question, because I think I missed it. Hold on. Whoops. I didn't say you can't be hypnotized if you have a mental illness. Just the odds of you being hypnotizable is a lot lower. I have worked with people with PTSD and some of those other instances, and I have successfully successfully done so. It's just, it's very unpredictable. Those with, different brain structure tend to be unpredictable, and, sometimes it takes a lot more work than those that don't have that. And there's that one question. Office. And Michael, no, I do not have an office. Shock inductions and all that's the fast inductions. I just do whatever I feel like doing. But to answer your question, Michael, I do not have an office. I travel directly to the client because I'm constantly traveling. I'm doing gigs here and there. I go wherever I'm sent to. So that's basically how I operate. And, I usually designate a specific venue for those that want to have that hypnotherapy service. Now, I remember I'm missing a question here because I can't really see can I see the whole thing? No. Gigs here in Texas. I don't have any gigs in Texas as of yet because my agent has all the schedules and everything, so we'll see. And if I do happen to have a gig in Vegas, Texas, I'd be busy and all that stuff. Diamond, you had a question, and I kind of lapsed on that because the way that this thing is structured, I can't see the live chat on the side. It's just like a little notification pop-up, so it's kind of annoying. Can you ask that question one more time? Because I missed it. But I answered everyone else's questions. Oh, yes, hypnotize yourself. Got it. Thank you. Thank you guys for the support. So, hypnotizing yourself, again, is not possible. Because the unconscious mind is a part of your mind where you have no control over. It's the autonomous it's the part of the mind that controls all the autonomous features, like the will to live, breathing. You can try to hold your breath, but your natural instincts kick in and make you want to get some air and all that stuff. So because you're working with a part of the mind that you have no control over because it's autonomous, and it can only be accessed by a hypnotist. So a hypnotist is able to tap into the unconscious and work with them there. So you have to work with someone else to do so. Hypnotize over the screen. Yeah, but it's not safe. I personally wouldn't do it anymore. I've done some Skype sessions, and I've hypnotized them over Skype before, but I like to play it safe. Hypnotized by any of your colleagues? No, never, because no one's ever done it to me, nor do they have the ability to do so. And with the discoveries I made, I know I know what to look out for. But to answer your question on can you hypnotize yourself, no, it's not physically possible, but you can improve yourself by applying certain psychological concepts, restructuring your own mindset by thinking differently, you know, classical conditioning happening. What do you say to people that say hypnosis is BS? I don't care. That's whatever their belief is, because I already know that hypnosis works regardless whether or not people believe in it or not. So how long have I been doing this? I've been doing this stuff for over 10 years. So over 10 years and counting, still good. And this all started when I was in high school. So I was 17 when I was recognized as a prodigy hypnotist, and I was doing corporate events. I was doing all kinds of stuff, and I was at 17. Obviously, as of now, I did a lot of stuff. What I do before hypnosis? I did magic before hypnosis. Yeah, so I did sleight of hand magic. I did all kinds of gigs, all kinds of magic show gigs. Hate kid shows. The only kid shows I'll do will be like colleges or universities, because they're technically minor-esque, well, or early adults, whatever. I like to work mainly with those that are 18 and older. It's just my personal preference, and you know, it's the line of work that I typically do. How long does suggestion last? Depends on the time frame that you command the person to. But by default, if you give someone a command and not do anything, and not give a specific time frame, they'll snap out of it. Have you ever hypnotized for someone for your own gain? No, Michael, because I have morals. But to answer the question in regards to how long a suggestion lasts, if you issue a command, you can make it last for a lifetime and all that stuff. If not, they'll wake up automatically. People see world stars, God, okay. Alright, diamonds in the stars somewhere. Couldn't really read that big old block because the live feed goes by really quickly. YouTube, if you're listening, for the phone, can you put like a little chat box on the side so I can see all of that stuff and scroll through it? Because I can't keep track of everything. Man, it's a lot more high speed than I thought it'd be. But yeah, so for suggestions, it depends on how long you give the commands. Have you ever had to bring down an evil hypnotist? No, because there's no evil hypnotist that I can run into. Have you ever been to St. Louis? I have not, and I don't think I have a gig there, but you know, that we'll see. We'll see how things go. If you know anybody in the area, and if you're in St. Louis, again, if you guys know anybody that puts together live events, that kind of stuff, recommend me to them so I can go over. New Hampshire, I've been in the East Coast, but I haven't been everywhere. So New Hampshire, I have not been into. But yeah, just in a nutshell, if you want me at your specific area, just send people that you know that puts together events, brings people. Just shoot an event. You know, fill out a form. What if I want a one-on-one live event? Yeah, just fill out the website, the form, and we can go into more detail. So, I don't know if you mean like one-on-one for hypnotherapy-based appointments, or you know, or an actual show. You can go into specifics at the on the website form. What's the most common request for help with? Let's see. Smoking is one of them. Weight loss. Confidence. Confidence is actually the biggest one. Would it be possible to make person see God? Yes. You can make people hallucinate. Who's your favorite hypnotist? Darren Brown, because he mixes both magic and hypnosis. It's a lot of fun to watch, but the way that he does things is, you know, more based on the psychological approach that I talked about, and he's very open about it, which is, you know, really neat. And I think it's important that if you're an entertainer, and especially if you dabble in stuff that's like, you know, that actually deals with potential dangerous stuff. Yes, Michael, you can learn hypnosis, friendlymind.com. But I love the idea of people being transparent. David Lyon, I've seen some of his stuff. It's all right. Confidence with what? Just anything, really. But the number one thing is public speaking. Public speaking is what these CEOs have a lot of fear in, you know, the CEOs and all the bigwigs that have to give presentations, they just have anxiety, just talking in front of a bunch of people. So they come to me for that. But yeah, David Lyon, I've not seen his stuff in a long time. It's ages. Feels like it's been ages. Can you hypnotize me to read whatever that is? Oh, that stuff? Well, the thing about languages, and it's weird, I've done this whole language thing before. So, one time when I did a show, I had one person be hypnotized to be a translator, and another person to speak in a gibberish language. And whatever the person gibberish spoke, the translator translated, right? So, I did the bit, and then after the show, you know, I kind of did a little interview and just kind of just to get a sense of, okay, how'd that play out for you? What was your experience like? And they said, and the person that was speaking gibberish said, the translator said everything I said exactly, verbatim. Animals can be hypnotized? Yes, it's abusing their natural mechanics. Well, would you tell someone that I was interested in getting hypnosis and not for the money? Someone that's interested in hypnosis. You're gonna have to be a little more specific with that. But back to clarify the question a bit and I'll get to it. And man, you guys are like shooting questions here and there. It's kind of hard for me to keep track. So slow down a little. Let me finish answering a question, then shoot a comment. Okay, cool. So the whole, God, I lost the track. The whole hypnosis thing, right? So where was I? Man, animal hypnosis. There's that. There's this. Being tired doesn't help. Okay, where was I? So, can I help me put me back in the loop, please? PewDiePie, the meme lord himself. Yes, I observe YouTubers, and that's how I kind of got this whole thing started, when I took YouTube seriously. You guys put me on a tangent. So where was I when I was last talking? There's just one thing that we're talking about, and I totally forgot. I'm hungry. I'm tired. Still chatting with you guys, but I want to make sure I give you what you guys are asking for. So please clarify some stuff for me. Just animal hypnosis. You can look up animal hypnosis. It's not really hypnosis at all. So animal hypnosis, it's just abusing the natural physiology of how animals work. So I was distracted by your hypnotizing. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Anyone would be distracted if they see something, you know, as pristine of a quality individual, right? Whatever. So animal hypnosis, there's a lot of tricks to do it. If you take a dove and you lay it on their back, you know, they stay still. You're talking about, if you're talking about hypnotizing someone to hypnotize someone. Yeah. Hi, Craig. Hypnotizing someone to Wait. Yeah, no, I don't. That didn't seem like the trend I was on. So animal hypnosis. Since now we're on that now. I'd like to hypnotize. Hold on. Hypnotize people. Would it take long to learn? Okay. So you can learn to hypnotize from me, and I have two different courses. One of them is the basic course, one of them is the 5-day course, and that's if you're serious. So the 5-day course, you go into full detail, do exactly what I do. To learn how to do hypnosis to help people and not for the money. Okay. One person. Oh yeah. Oh, the translation thing. Okay, I was on that. Thank you guys so much. Back to the translation thing. Yes, it is possible to accurately translate, but it depends on the person, because most of the time their translations are really off, and it's mainly for comedic purposes. But yeah, it's pretty spooky when they get it spot on. There. All right. Who's that behind you? So this is at my friend's house. He's kind of renting. He rented out one of his rooms to a couple of people, so there's kind of some back and forth going on. So don't mind them. Man, the perks of traveling and just all this wonderful clutter. I mean, personally, I like to give you guys quality by, you know, Hypnotize helping a language? How? Yeah, it can. It depends on how. I mean, because everyone learns things differently, and with hypnosis, it's basically the ultimate state the ideal state to be in to learn stuff, because your subconscious mind is open and easily accessible, which means that if you input certain commands, now you'll be able to be more focused or whatever need be. If you, it can because it's like I said, it's master override. You'll be able to be more efficient in whatever you want to do. That's mean, Michael. Yeah, I actually have worked with clients of that physical stature to become more fit, to become more, more healthy overall. So that's some of the things I do. Anything that's more of like, can you please hypnotize me, this and that, that you just go to the website, fill out the form, and we can talk about that specifically then. Like I said, hypnotizing people through people like this live is a safety hazard, because if the connection gets severed at any point, I don't want to be responsible for anybody just passed out somewhere and the person that comes in is like, oh my gosh, this guy was watching this YouTuber and all of a sudden he's all knocked out, and lawsuit. I don't want a lawsuit, so please don't ask me to do it over live. How long will it take for someone to be stuck in the seat if you walk away and didn't come back? Okay, so this goes back to that duration question I was talking about. If I say indefinitely, they'll be stuck forever. If I say, okay, you're hypnotized, you're stuck in a chair, and I just walk away. So what happens is when people are in a state of hypnosis, they automatically go into sleep. I'm doing good, Hypnosmith. But yeah, back to this. So when people are in a state of hypnosis, they automatically go into sleep. Then they wake up. And everybody wakes up at a different pace, at a different rate. So that's how that kind of boils down. So it depends on how quickly a person wakes up. It may take an hour, may take 30 minutes. It varies. But yeah, by default, it's not indefinite. But if the hypnotist says it's indefinite, it's indefinite. Any more questions? Man, this is a lot of fun. Man, there's like how many of you guys from the States? Or I know some people like said Philippines and all that stuff, but yeah, someone could forget a number forever if you're a total asshole. So yeah, you gotta be really responsible. If you're armed with the skills that you need to really be able to override someone's unconscious mind, it's dangerous and scary stuff. Lithuania, I don't know. I don't think I pronounced it. How old am I? Take a wild guess. See, if I shave, and if I don't shave, people make multiple different guesses. So I like to see if some of you are on the mark. You can be 23. Nope, not 23, Craig. 20. You're just doing freaking numbers. Yeah, the great thing about hypnosis is like you really do feel like a Jedi. It's pretty crazy stuff. Is the world using mass hypnosis? No. 25, guessing 39. You got it right, Michael. What's your favorite food? I like spicy stuff. Lots of spicy stuff. One of the things I've been eyeballing, like hot sauce wise, is the plutonium one. I'm gonna get a chance to try that at some point. But yeah, I like spicy food. Can you hypnotize a lot of people from one screen? It is possible, but like I said, I don't want to cause any problems, nor do I want to get a lawsuit. Yeah. People that understand the true natures of the world and, appreciate adventure and all that stuff. Oh, thoughts of hypnotizing people through TV? Yeah, it's doable, but it's immoral. Western Massachusetts. Howdy, howdy. Yeah, people tuning in on and off. It's great. I wonder if this comes out in HD. Can you do nonverbal hypnosis? Already did it. I've done it numerous times in various videos. If you look through the videos, you'll notice it. So any of the Jedi mind stuff that you've seen me do, That's the nonverbal stuff. That's nonverbal hypnosis. Is TV hypnotizing? No, it's just you're just either bored or fascinated. That's basically it. That's what hypnosis is. It may seem like it because people make that little derpy face when their body goes limp, just staring at something all day, but that's just human nature. And so it's not really hypnosis. It's just kind of staring, it's just sitting there doing nothing. I mean, tuning out is tuning out. Can you hypnotize someone to forget a film? Yeah. I don't see why not. That'd be fun. I must be hypnotized now because I'm fascinated with this little... Aliens. I don't know when the aliens will show up. Please don't ask me this. Do I look like I work at Area 51? Hell no. Okay. Let's see. Damn it, Diamond. This guy. Yeah. I mean, what would I do at Area 51? Like, I'd probably get, oh. What happens when a person trances out driving down the road? That's called sleeping while driving. That's not safe. So, trancing out and being hypnotized, two different stories, so. You can stare at something to the point where you just tune out and just, go to sleep. Because, when you naturally go to sleep, you might, yeah, sure, just, fill out a form and I can take care of that. But for tuning out when driving, so the natural state of sleep, when you go to sleep naturally, you just kind of tune out just inherently. So you stop focusing on a certain thing and just, make your mind go blank. And then you end up going to sleep. That's how people naturally fall asleep. So when you're on the road, you tune out, you do something monotonous to the point where you just tune out, and then your brain's like, oh, it's sleepy time. Then yeah, that's what happens. So the whole trancing out, I don't really use the term trance, I just use hypnosis because being in a state of trance is like, related to drugs or some other things. Pro hypnotist, take down a bank without casualties. Yeah, but I've not seen that level of, crime happen. What can you do to think about people? Save your alien questions later, Diamond. Crap. What was I? Damn it, I lost my train of thought. Crap. Thanks, Diamond. You made me lose my train of thought. Taking advantage of me being tired and hungry. Great. Alright. Where was I? Just can you kind of spur back the comment here? I gotta get food soon. Please help. Okay. Oh yeah, the hypnosis on crime thing. Trance, I've not seen it. Am I God? No, but people use the hashtag Hypnogod, so maybe. God, you're just spamming this stuff. That's great. How can you know if a person is hypnotized? Okay. Easiest way to tell if a person is hypnotized or not. When you get them into a hypnotized state, you tell them to do whatever you want them to do. In this case, if you say something outlandish, someone that is actually hypnotized will do it. Those that are acting will be like, hell no. Easiest way to tell. Wayne says, have there anyone you were unsuccessful in hypnotizing? How do you think I came up with that statistic of those with different brain structures and everything? So yes, I have. I've made those discoveries from just going out and trying on all kinds of different people, and I've also interviewed them, get a sense of their background, and kind of get a sense of why it doesn't work. So that's where all that comes from. So below average intelligence, different brain structure, whether it be physical brain damage and all, or just upon birth. Hypnosis used for crime. Now, a group of hypnotists doing that? No. I've not seen any documented cases on that. But apparently, like, I don't know, those news outlets are kind of like dubious at times. There's just one instance of a hypnotist just walking up to like a 7-Eleven or something and just said, okay, just give me all your stuff. That was covered on the news once. What is a simple way to hypnotize a person? friendlymind.com. I'm not going to disclose anything here because, like like I said, there's a lot of people out there that are willing to take these techniques, and especially crooks, and there's crazy people on the internet if you can't tell already, just by surfing through the comment section of anything really. So let's keep that under wraps, and you're gonna have to go through an extensive screening process whenever you do if you want to learn any hypnosis from me, because I gotta know what kind of person you are prior. So this stuff is dangerous, and I don't just let people freely learn from me. It's for the sake of everybody else. Where did you get your professional training in hypnosis? I'm actually self-taught. That's the fun fact about me. So I'm self-taught, and then when I got my degree in psychology, that basically gave me that title of professional. But I guess I was a professional way before, because like I said, when I was 17, I was a prodigy hypnotist, and I've been doing all kinds of corporate gigs and all that stuff. So I was performing in high school. So professional is kind of a vague term, but I'd say if you have experience and the skill sets, then that can make you a professional. So Flip Roos, hypnotize you now? No, that's a safety hazard, and I see that there's several people tuned in. Is there truth to the yeah, Mike? You can actually make people orgasm with hypnosis. The other guy said, "Hello, fellow humans." Can you name someone you look up in your field? Ever tried animal hypnosis? I have tried animal hypnosis, and names to look up in my field. Let's see. There's Erickson. There's the Ericksonian method is out there, is pretty popular, and he's really talked about. I looked into his stuff, and it's mostly a lot of hype. But there is one truth to some of the things that he say, and that is everyone has a different style of hypnosis. So the whole cookie cutter method out there that people are, advertising and this and that. So when you upload a new video, I'll be uploading a new beach video soon. Just be patient, because I already scheduled some dates of going to the beach and filming. So who's the first person I hypnotized? That person. Yeah, I think it was kind of like a friend of a friend. That was cool. Aside from your channel, whose videos would you recommend? Let's see. What do you mean, like recommend in? Can do hypnosis, story crowd. Neighbor was hypnotized, stopped, didn't work. Well, that's because they met a crap hypnotherapist. For hypnotizing a crowd, well, have fun. Best of luck. See if you can do it. And yeah, let me know how that goes. In terms of video recommend, like, what do you mean by recommend? Okay, hypnosis specifically, like learning, content-wise, watching stuff. In terms of learning hypnosis, don't learn from YouTube. Number one advice I can give you: do not learn from YouTube, because it's all outdated stuff, and you're not gonna get as much results. You're gonna get the same results that they do, which is like 10 to 15% of the time success. But if you want more success, just let me know. But other than that, if you just want to watch just hypnosis stuff, most of it's kind of like just boring. So many yeah, that's why I don't really trust those sources. And what I'm doing to YouTube right now is I'm trying to give you guys and the whole world a better sense of what drugs. Okay, we'll talk about drugs later. So drugs is going to be the next thing we'll talk about. YouTube, right. So with YouTube, the current stuff out there, it's just cheesy, it's staged. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bring light to people that this stuff is legitimate. There's a lot of crazy potential that can be done. So it's legitimate. I like to make it fun. That's why whenever I make the videos, the editing and all that stuff, I try to make it a bit more fast-paced. That's how YouTube is. So YouTube's all about that fast-paced and stuff. And nowadays, people got an attention span less than that of a goldfish. So you gotta keep the pace going. So rather keep having things monotonous and slow, all that stuff. Did you just make me rob a bank? Oh, absolute good stuff. You could be a comedian someday. Good for you. But yeah, so I'd say if you want to watch like good performances, look up Darren Brown stuff. His stuff is really, it's theatrically interesting. And he plays around with the concept of hypnosis in levels where, you know, the government can seriously get involved. So if those are some video recommendations, if you just want to watch stuff that's amusing. But if you want to see some quality women on my channel and just me hypnotizing people, then you can come here. Can you do a slow freeze hypnotize on the new upload later? Yeah, sure. We could do that. Like a slow freeze, like what do you, like having them go in slow motion freeze? I mean, having people freeze is like 80% of the videos that I've done so far. It's like 80, 90. God, it's like a lot of people say, oh, freeze this person, freeze this person. People have this weird fascination of just people freezing in place when they're hypnotized. It's kind of a weird thing. But I try to make things a little different each video I do. Oh, and so you guys stay up to date. I'm not sure if any of you are subscribers or not, but be sure to subscribe, ring the bell icon so you don't miss out. Northern Ireland. Is it hard to learn hypnosis? Not for me. That I can assure you, because I go through every crick and nanny behind all the concepts of what hypnosis is, and I'll be able to get you up and running and learning the actual thing and going out and doing hypnosis. So I take this seriously as long as you take that seriously. Is doing drugs? Yes, the drug question. I didn't forget. Is this your career? Yes. If you're more active, you'd be better than... Pewds is cool. I'd like to meet him someday. That'd be fun. Okay, so drugs. So being drugged is... Putting you in... Drugged is like a totally different state. That's what we call trance. So the whole term trance refers to either you're really tired or drugged up. That's what a trance is. Being hypnotized or in a state of hypnosis, totally different story. Now, in a trance state, this is where the whole suggestion theory comes in. Like, oh, they're very suggestible. And, you know, people abuse and abuse them. There's a drug that, like, you know, Colombian mafia, gang lords, drug lords out there, they use dragon's breath. And someone mentioned that comment somewhere. Devil's breath, that's it. And basically what it is how often do you hit the East Coast and all that stuff? I don't hit the East Coast very often. It depends on my schedule. But devil's breath is used to drug people and make them do things. So there are drugs out there that make people suggestible. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're hypnotized. There's two different things. So you can drug people to do certain things because you're altering their chemistry, brain chemistry. With hypnosis, there's nothing physiological. You're working with their unconscious to cause a physical response. So that's the answer to that drug question. Okay. Anything else? Can you buy things with paper like Darren? It is possible, but man, that's going to be a logistical nightmare, so I don't want to do that. So, yeah, it is possible to buy paper, buy stuff with paper, but yeah. Can you poke someone with cold pencil and cause burns? Yes, you can, but that's kind of a douche thing to do. Are hypnotized people unconscious? Their brain is still active, so all the stimulus, like whatever they hear, feel, everything, the brain still processes all that. But the conscious mind, because I break it down. So unconscious, conscious, and conscious, subconscious, unconscious. That's the hierarchy of three. Unconscious overrides the rest, right? So there's no vice versa here. So conscious mind is actually the lowest tier out of all the different minds. So your conscious mind is basically on shutdown. Your personality and all that stuff is not in the way when someone is hypnotized. So they're not unconscious. They're just kind of there. It's just their conscious mind's on shutdown. Everything else is operational. And that's where all the fascinating, cool stuff happens. Get some water. When did I start hypnosis? I'd say, it was sometime around high school. Yeah, freshman, sophomore year in high school. That's kind of where I started. Poke someone with a hot poker, no blisters. How did you discover you had this gift? I'll get to that later. No, I'm not gonna do messed up stuff like that. Just it is possible, but that's mean. When Darren Brown changes the color someone sees, does it come back? Yeah, you can. Do the self-hypnosis? No, there's no self-hypnosis. I already explained that. It's not real. Oh, magic or hypnosis? They're both fun, but personally I like hypnosis because, you know, it's just, for me it's a lot of fun, and also I can actually give someone a gift that they can walk away with. Because I don't always have like extra like business cards or extra like forks or spoons or whatever. But with hypnosis I can always leave them with like a sense, you know, that eternal boost in confidence and having a good night's sleep and all that good stuff. So with hypnosis I can always give people a gift that they can be happy with. Alright, I'm gonna wrap this up in a sec. What does my course teach? 2 courses. Basic course goes over the basics. It's a one-day thing, and with just the bare bone basics you can still do some of the hypnosis stuff that I do. My intensive course, it goes through everything. You do exactly what I do. You'll be able to do exactly all things that I do, but in more detail. So the 5-day course is intensive. It goes into full detail, allowing you to do cool stuff, and then there's the basic 1-day course. What's too old to be hypnotized? As long as your brain functions properly, then, you know, age limit, right? It varies. I mean, if you're so old that you're not functioning properly, like you have dementia and all that stuff, then it's not really going to work out, because your neurons and, you know, all the hormones and stuff have to, you know, fire. The brain connection needs to be, you know, unsevered or uninhibited. So if dementia causes like a stoppage in the communication in the brain, then that's going to be an issue. The hypnotist is inexperienced, irreversible state. Yes, it is possible, but like I said, if they're inexperienced, most likely they will not leave a duration. So they're going to so the person will automatically wake up and be perfectly fine. Good? What's good, Kenneth? What's good? Any last questions? I'm going to tune out because I got to get food. I have deprived myself of food for about an hour. How much do you offer? Fredlymind.com. Anybody want to learn hypnosis, just go to my website. Let's see. Would it be safe to hypnotize an 80-year-old lady? That is if she has a brain, you know. Yeah, like I said, as long as they're able to process things, if they're able to understand and learn, then that's how then they can be hypnotized. Doesn't matter how old they are. Thank you for tuning in, Wade. Okay. All right. That's the last of everything. I always have the read the comments thing, so can nightmares be cured through hypnosis? Yes. Thank you, Mike, for tuning in. Thank you, Kenneth, for tuning in. So I'm going to wrap this up. Remember to like the videos, also share them, spread the word, share the love. I want everybody else I want you guys to enjoy what I'm doing, and, you know, be a part of the journey. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want everybody to be a part of this journey. Just have fun, you know, do all kinds of cool stuff. I really appreciate it, Michael. Thank you. Yeah, I had a lot of fun personally. I'm like, it's it's kind of weird, just, you know, talking to a camera all day and all that stuff. But this is really nice. But yeah, be sure to like the videos, share them, subscribe, do the notification thing, so you can stay up to date. Thank you, Imad, for tuning in. And there should be a way to. Okay. All right. So you all know what to do. Spread the word, like, share, subscribe, all that cool stuff. And I will see you guys in a future video. And keep your eyes peeled, because I do have filming dates planned at the beach scene. So there should be some new videos of the beach coming out. But do know that whenever I go out to the beach and film, and when I hand people cameras, there's no shady business that goes on. Everything that happens is exactly in real time, and you'll get a better opportunity once they set up a camera guy to, you know, go out and do exactly the format that I want to try to do for future videos. But anyways, you're gonna get some cool beach stuff later. I'll talk to you guys later. We're waiting for your new uploads. You got it, as long as you're up to date with the notifications and stuff. I'm glad to be of assistance and all that stuff. Because the thing about the hypnosis community, what I found is, I stopped just doing Facebook groups and all that with other hypnotists, because it's a massive ego contest and it's annoying, and you can't trust anyone. And there's people that steal things here and there. They make false accusations. They steal people's other successes. It's disgusting. And so I want to be the example in the industry to show that, hey, there's good people out there, and it's best to be connected with those type of individuals. So, all right, you've been holding me off long enough. I'll chat with you guys later.